Well, good morning and welcome to Grandfather's Garage. I'm Grandfather, and this YouTube channel is for my now 4 grandkids, Panine, Roland, Una, and Helena. Good morning, kids, because they live too far away to come spend every Saturday morning in their grandfather's garage messing around. So this is my way of bringing the garage to them with all of its projects and some of life's tidbits. We're going to build stuff, repair things, do some fishing, take some field trips, all so I can share some time with them. We're glad you could join us, so let's go see what we're going to do today in the garage. Come on. This was originally an upright piano in a friend's parents' house. It's standing on its side here. They had cut it up to dispose of it, but the soundboard looked too interesting to throw away, and it did have some sentimental value. The soundboard, mounted on the back of what was left of the piano, just sat in the corner of the garage until our friend Antigone asked me if I could do something with it. How about a coffee table? With that, it was transported to Grandfather's garage for inspection and a lot of thought. Antigone especially liked and didn't want to lose the character and the wood on the backside, but the soundboard on the front was to be the focal point of the piece. Somehow, it would have to be cut in half, separating the backside from the soundboard, so the soundboard could then be mounted on the back. Not sure how all that's going to happen. In the discovery process, the metal pegs that hold the piano wires go through the metal base and into the wood backing part, so that wood part has to stay attached to the soundboard. The lighter colored wood on the right needs to stay attached. I did end up buying a piano tuning wrench so I could take the tension off the piano wires and not snap them when working on it. With a lot of careful effort, an extra large circular saw and pry bars, I did manage to remove the soundboard from the backing piece and keep the wood spacer bars in place. The large wood part with the wire pegs stayed in place also, but would have to be accommodated for in somehow putting it all back together. Here is the soundboard free from the rest of the piano. You can see the wood spacer boards still in place. The soundboard is cast aluminum and weighs about 90 pounds all by itself. If the soundboard is going to be able to sit flat inside the table, the top of the back needs to be removed to make room for the wood piece that has the wire pegs in it. A little confusing, I know. The part marked A will be cut off and then reset to fill the gap once the soundboard is in place. This will make a little more sense later. Here's the resized back. It's upside down here, and the top part was cut off. Once the back section was separated, cleaned up, and lightly sanded, plywood was glued to it for the bottom of the table. The piece that was cut off was then also glued to the base of the table, creating a shelf for the wire pegs to rest into. Just for the record, the base section to this table already weighs 60 pounds. This will be a very heavy table when it's done. The legs needed to be heavy duty because of the total weight, so I used a 4x4 and routed the edges. The legs were all cut to length, sanded, and here clamped together to make sure that the lengths were all equal. I don't have a fancy wood shop with nice equipment for making all these cuts exactly perfect, so I have to improvise. The sides for the table were made of top grade pine. Since this will have a heavy glass top, a lip was glued and screwed to the inside of all the side pieces to hold the glass. With the base of the table already glued in place, the sides could be measured and cut to fit. With the lip for the glass and the tight fit of the soundboard would have to be slid into place after 3 of the sides were already on. The sides got a base coat of stain and then were glued and screwed to the base.
The legs for the table would be removable, so screw mounts were attached to the base of the table. This makes it easier to move something this heavy and not worry about breaking off a leg. The bottom got a little extra bit of trim added to clean up the joints and also add some character. The objective was to try to match the worn look of the original wood, so there's several coats of stain that were rubbed in for character. Hopefully you can see here how the piece that was cut off was added back, but with room for the soundboard. The soundboard was slid into the open end and bolted into place through existing holes in the soundboard. There was also a small spacer added to the middle of the soundboard and painted silver to match the aluminum to help support the weight of the glass top. Once together, the final side was glued and screwed into place, filled, sanded, and stained to match. The wood all received several coats of polyurethane just for durability. As an added touch, I added LED lights under the lip that supports the glass. The lights are battery powered and remote controlled, so it didn't require an electrical cord and plug. The battery pack is attached to the bottom of the table for easy access. This is what it looks like with the lights. Just a chance to add a little ambiance. Here's the finished product in place without the glass. I've added a bunch of pictures here so you can see some of the details. I'm very happy with how it came out. Truly one of a kind piece. Here are some more pictures with the glass in place. In person, the glass makes a huge difference and really finishes off the table. Unfortunately, the photos don't do it justice because of the reflection, but overall the table looks much nicer with the glass in place. Well, as always, I hope you enjoyed following along with this project and found it somewhat interesting. Thanks again. Until next time.